There were several pamphlets published during Shakespeare's lifetime featuring a menacing giant rabbit, sometimes even wielding a sword and looking very scary. It would be easy to think this character the pamphlet calls a coney catcher was invented for marketing purposes, except that we see the phrase coney catcher come up several times throughout Shakespeare's plays, including Merry Wives of Windsor, Taming of the Shrew, and even Henry VI, Part 3. To understand exactly what a coney catcher is and why they're depicted as sword-wielding rabbits, we sat down with our guest and expert on coney catchers, Ari Friedlander, to find out more. Here's what he had to say. Of rabbits, which surprised me. Ari, why are the rabbits carrying swords and looking ready for war? I mean, that them being so fearsome was more surprising than them being rabbits, but they're standing on their hind legs and they're just ready to attack somebody. I mean, why, if a coney catcher is all of these things you just explained to us, and including being like a petty thief, why is the image of a coney catcher look so much like a war figure?
Well, that's a great question, Cassidy, and it's one that I found myself asking when I was doing this research. In fact, I would even take it back a little further. I think it's interesting that you said it's not so surprising that they're rabbits, because to me that was very surprising. Because of course, coney catchers are rabbit hunters. The victims are the rabbits. So I didn't understand. So that was my first question: was why are these coney catchers people, pictures of rabbits picking locks, or wearing swords and shields, like you said, sort of offering violence, or another there's even one of like a male coney catcher speaking to a female coney catcher, and sort of debating about which sort of criminal is the most dangerous and harmful, and so but they're both rabbits. And so I kept, it was something that these pamphlets are not unknown, and to scholars of Shakespeare's time. They're fairly, they're written by fairly prominent people in the period, including Robert Greene and Thomas Dekker and Thomas Middleton, and others. And they've been written about before, but as far as I could tell, nobody had ever noticed that the images do the opposite of, collapse or reverse the metaphor of the coney catcher and the coney.
You can hear our entire conversation with Ari about coney catchers, including the pamphlet Robert Greene wrote on coney catchers. Yes, the same Robert Greene that called Shakespeare an upstart crow, as well as find archival images and artifacts depicting coney catchers as sword fighting, wielding rabbits. They have swords and bucklers. It's all kind of pictures that are just wild from the 16th century. They're all packed into show notes related to this episode. So listen to our full conversation and explore the extra history at the link right below this video. That's it for this week. Thank you for watching. I'm Cassidy Cash, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.